This is the secret branding weapon that great brands use to stand out, earn more, and connect deeply with their customers. My name is Jason Marcano, your brand storyteller, and today I'm going to show you how to improve the way your brand communicates, not by saying more, but by saying less. Most storytelling advice focuses on structure. You've heard it before. Start with a hook, build tension, and introduce your brand as the savior. But what if I told you that that is only part of the equation? 80% of communication is non-verbal. Most of what we perceive in life, film, or branding isn't what was said. No, it's what we see, feel, and experience. And that's where indirect storytelling comes in. That is the secret of great brands that lets them sell without selling. So what is indirect storytelling? It isn't just about what you say. It's in everything people see and feel when they interact with your brand. Think about filmmaking. It's not just about the dialogue. In fact, elements like lighting, camera angles, and music are equally important when you look at a scene. Think about it. If there's a scene and someone is walking in a dark alley with eerie music, you could tell that something is about to happen. Brands do the same thing, whether they realize it or not. The way Apple designs its products, the brand ambassadors that Nike chooses, or even the tone that Wendy's uses on its social media posts are all forms of indirect storytelling that shape how people perceive value, quality, and trust. So whether you're intentional about it or not, your brand is already telling a story. So why does this work? Humans naturally pick up on subtle cues and can tend to make split-second decisions from a very short experience with something. It's a psychological effect called thin slicing, and from an evolutionary standpoint, our ancestors needed to make fast judgments in order to survive. They had to look at the environment and decide if something was safe or not. Today, we do the same thing with brands. We decide in seconds whether a business feels trustworthy based on its logo, content, and website, oftentimes before even reading a single line of text. And now, in this world filled with AI-generated content and unethical businesses, we are constantly analyzing our surroundings and looking for what's real and what's fake. That is the power of indirect storytelling. It connects with our natural instincts for authenticity and safety. So let me clarify the difference between direct and indirect storytelling. Direct storytelling is what most people talk about when you hear the term storytelling. It's usually narrative with a clear beginning, middle, and end, and it includes story structure like a hook, conflict, and resolution. It's direct and curated, so they share just the parts that the storyteller wants to tell. Examples of direct storytelling could be like an origin story or something that you would find on an About Us page. Direct storytelling is really effective if your audience is listening. But what if they are not? If they are judging you before reading a single word? What do you do next? That's where indirect storytelling comes in. Indirect storytelling is all about implying and evoking emotion over saying it. It lives in the design and layout of your website, the content that you create, the way your brand speaks, and even the images that you use. On our website, an example of direct storytelling could look like, we are focused on creating quality products. An example of indirect storytelling on that same website though is a clean, modern design, professional photos, and customer experiences that shows quality without saying it. Indirect storytelling creates the vibe and the first impression that people use to decide if to engage further or not. Here are 5 reasons why indirect storytelling matters. Number 1, people hate being sold to. The best brands help you to see their value through different touch points. They make you feel like the brand is the perfect solution for them and that both values are aligned. Number 2, show don't tell. A rule of thumb for making great films is to show and not tell. This simply means that instead of explaining what your brand is about, show them. For a brand, this could look like having specific experiences and visuals. Number 3, every brand interaction could add or take away from your brand authenticity points. So you've told your story. Now people are looking to see if you are who you say you are. Every brand interaction they make can move them closer or further away from them believing you. So if you say you're caring, but your customer service was aggressive, they will not believe you. And that part of your story will make them question your entire story. Number 4, it's your advantage over AI. AI content is quick and easy to generate and flooding the internet, but it can't recreate real human experiences. And spoiler alert, most people can't tell if it's fake. Use authentic ideas, tones, and images in your story and it will set you apart. Number 5, it creates emotional and authentic connections. One of the most powerful human connections we have is when something feels authentic. The key word here being feel. If the indirect messages they are receiving matches the story they are being told, this could generate a deep emotional connection. So this is why it's important to use indirect storytelling. Why? Because if you don't do it intentionally, people will form their own story and it may not be the one that you want. So here are 3 steps that you can use to use indirect storytelling better. Number 1, clarify your brand message. Starting with understanding your direct brand story is a great place to start because it helps you to understand what is important to you and your ideal customer. Then you will know what you want people to know and feel about your brand. Number 2, be intentional. Use design, aesthetics, tone, colors, and imagery to create that feeling that you want to create. Your tone of voice and your messaging in your content should match how you want people to feel. 3, be consistent across all touch points. Consistency builds trust and familiarity. Make sure that your social media pages, website, and packaging all look and feel like the same brand because it creates a holistic brand experience. So here's what I want you to remember. Your brand is already telling a story whether you realize it or not. Every post you share, every word you say or don't say is shaping what people believe about you. And because we as humans are wired to pick up on subtle cues, the brands that win are the ones that master both direct and indirect storytelling. So, if you want to build trust, stand out in a noisy world, and connect deeply with the right customers, you need to be intentional about every single message that your brand is sending. Because if you don't shape that story, people will shape it for you. And that's a risk that you don't want to take. So if you found this helpful, I'd love for you to join me on this journey of exploring how storytelling can transform the way you do business. If this brought you any value, drop a like, hit that subscribe button because this is just the beginning. Let's tell better stories and amplify your brand's value together.